This meeting is being recorded.
Hi, hold on. Where's my camera not on?
There you go. Perfect. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Awesome. Yes, perfect.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. We'll just kick off, if that's okay with you, just
Yeah,
because I've got 40 minutes on the free Zoom account.
okay.
Um, awesome. Yeah, perfect. So, hey guys, Milan Tech Sales here, doing another student success story with one of my students, Margaret. If you don't know me already, so I've worked in tech sales for the last 4 years. Started off by doing an internship at Google in 2019, and then I fortunately didn't get the full-time offer to go back to Google, so I got a normal sales job in 2020, did that for about a year, and then I got back into a full-time tech sales role in 2021, working at an AI startup, worked there for about 2 years. And then at the end of 2023, I joined another AI company called Stability AI, which I've been in for the last year. And then for the last 2 years, myself and my partner, Laura Tech Sales, created a community called Break Into Tech, which is the community that Margaret was a part of. And essentially what we do inside of Break Into Tech is we help people with non-traditional backgrounds break into the tech sales industry. So we've helped lawyers, doctors, engineers, marketing people, HR graduates, students, people from the age of 18 all the way to one of our oldest students who is a 39-year-old, I believe, Melissa. So just wanted to do a quick student success story with Margaret and let you guys, see what happened from her perspective in our program. So I would love to learn a little bit more about you, Margaret. Just give everyone like a quick background information about yourself, your education. Let's go all the way back to when you were at university up until you joined into tech, everything about your work experience and the different jobs that you had before this.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name's Margaret. A bit about me. I studied fashion design at university, the University of the Creative Arts. From then, I went on to an internship with Max Mara. I found myself in the retail and buy-in sector of fashion for a numerous of years, actually. So I built up my experience in sales, specifically wholesale. From then on, I went on to press, and my last recent role before I joined tech sales was a press and influencer manager for a fashion company. And yeah, that's where I was until I transitioned. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Awesome, awesome. So the majority of your work experience was in fashion, PR, and did you say a little bit of sales as well? Was it
Yeah,
B2B
like
sales
wholesale,
or
buying and wholesale. Yeah.
wholesale? Okay. So what were you selling in your job?
So it was just like um fashion ranges, really,
Okay.
collections. So it was like wholesale collections. We're selling them to, it was like business to business accounts, so like department stores like Harrods,
Okay.
independent boutiques, and then with press, we were selling to just regular clients, customers from our website.
Nice. I also remember when we first spoke a couple of months ago, you were working with some really big influencers as well. What was that all about? Like what were you doing with celebrities and influencers in your jobs?
So I was the main contact for my company globally, in terms of getting in contact with press, media, and stylists for like, let's say, celebrity names like Sabrina Carpenter, Megan Thee Stallion. So my
Nice.
day to day consumed of pushing the collection to their contacts, and I wouldn't necessarily say selling, but it is still kind of selling.
Mhm.
The money for me, my income for me was gaining press, was gaining media.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was exciting. I managed to build a lot of contacts, meet a lot of new people. But yeah, that was enjoyable. But like I said, I'm on my way to, I'm on a different journey now, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we're going to talk about
hopefully I'm gonna
today.
get out more than what I put in. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I remember when I first spoke to you, actually, I think you might have spoken to Laura first. You were going on a trip to, was it Nigeria
Yeah, I
or,
was in Nigeria when I
yeah,
spoke to Laura.
yeah. And then I remember saying, yeah, she's got great work experience. Like you've done fashion, PR, sales, and therefore we were like, really excited when you joined the community. So before I dive into some more questions about your background and stuff like that, the way that I like doing these interviews is I want to give the audience an instant like hook. I want to give them an instant result, right? So this is what I know about your success story, right? And obviously fill in the gaps where I'm mistaken. So you told us that you landed your tech sales job in 4 weeks for an SDR role
Yes.
at a app development company based out of Spain. We
Yes.
won't mention the actual company name, that's not required. So the SDR role, sales development representative role, for people that don't know, that's the entry level role within the tech sales industry.
Yeah.
The base salary 45K, and then with the commission on top, you could take 55K home, and then a year from now, you could get promoted to an account executive. Is that roughly what happened?
Yes, literally, word for word, that is literally what happened. So when I joined BIT, let's say, I went on, I went to America. So I missed, I would say, like 2 coaching calls. So
Yeah.
I joined and I literally had to travel. So when I came back, you threw me into the deep end. It was like, do your CV and let's get you applying. And then put together a list of your top 50 companies that you want to work for. And my situation was a bit different because you were like, you need to look into fashion companies, creative, look into the creative industry, as that would be an easier transition. So because initially I was getting like initial phone calls from recruiters with roles in risk and compliance.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is
Boring.
not my field. Yeah. So then we took a detour and you said you need to look more into like fashion companies. Do you have any contacts? Let's just speed this up. So I looked at companies that I could relate to from where I was coming from and my background, and added that to my top 50. And from there, it was a case of finishing up my CV and mass applying and also outreaching as well. And it all kicked off from there. And I think the company that I'm with now was probably the 5th or the 6th outreach that I had.
Okay.
And they got in contact with me and the process just happened within 4 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think one thing we need to clarify is, what do you mean when you say outreach? So like, what does that mean?
So you put together like your own script, let's say, or whether to you that could mean an email, a phone call, or nowadays things are a bit more tech savvy. You could reach out to them via DM. You could send a voice note. And this is basically what you would be doing in your day-to-day role as an SDR, a BDR. So you have to put that into practice and use that to reach out to TAs, hiring managers, and recruiters as well, and show them that baseline, I'm showing you that I can do what's required for the role. You basically pitch yourself, and just use that. If that's like your first line of contact, perfect. But if not, send your CV first. But with this company, I think I reached out on LinkedIn.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Just to clarify, right? So in the Breaking Tech program, what we teach people is that there are really 4 to 5 methods of landing interviews, even if you have no experience in tech sales, right? Number 1, everyone knows about this, mass applying, right? But when it comes to mass applying, you have to pick the right websites. So LinkedIn, Wellfund, Otter. And mass applying is good, but not good for landing the perfect job for you. If you want to land the perfect job for you, you should be building a ideal list of 50 companies, 20 companies. Once you build that list, you want to then actually start networking with people at that company, whether it's reaching out to the hiring manager on LinkedIn, or if it's DMing the current employee on Instagram. That's really up to you. We give you the scripts. We tell you exactly what to say when you cold call the company or the person that works at a company to get the interview. And then the other way is to work with external recruiters. External recruiters are the gatekeepers in this industry. 80 to 90% of jobs either in the textile industry are filled either through recruiters, referrals, or just you building a relationship with someone that works at the company and they just give you the job. That old saying of it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, that couldn't be more true. That's how the world is, right? So if you know someone that works at Google, or if your uncle works at Google, or he's the VP of whatever Google Ads at Google, he will 1000% get you an interview and probably the job as well, right? So if you don't have those kind of connections, it's your job to go and build them. And it's all good to just mass apply, but mass applying is just to get interview experience and to build your commercial awareness. And a lot of these strategies came from me doing every single one of these things. Like when I was at university, I was an immigrant from Afghanistan. No one in my family has been to university. I was the first one to go, so we had zero connections. I got the internship at Google by going through a program called SEO London, which is a charity organization that works with people from disprivileged backgrounds. So Black people, Asian people, poor people, whatever you want to say, right? They work with people like that, and they basically referred me to Google. They prepped me for the interview at Google. I would have never gotten that internship at Google, right? Everyone there was from Oxford, Cambridge. I went to university, so that's some really useful insights for the audience watching. Now, going back a little bit, we will dive into strategies in a second about getting the job, but going back to why did you even want to get into tech sales? Like, what was your journey from working in PR for quite some time, doing what you probably liked, right? Because you studied fashion. So what was the thinking behind leaving that job or that career behind and going into tech sales?
So to simply put it, I think I just came to a point in my life where I realized I wanted to be in an environment where I'm putting in 10x, I'm getting out 2x. So I wanted to transfer to more of a rewarding environment where I could put in 10x and come out with 100x, and that's with the company and my own professional background myself, and just an environment where it's also more rewarding to myself and my own career journey. So that could be anything from career growth, earning potential. So yeah, I was just like, that's where I am at the moment, and that's what I want. So I just thought there's nothing wrong with testing waters. So I just tried it, and yeah, that's where I am now.
Awesome. Yeah, it's basically the same answer, right? So everyone that we've worked with in our program, they want to go into tech sales because of the growth opportunities. What that means specifically is that you go from an entry level role, SDR, BDR, to an account executive within 1 year or 2 years. And 80 to 90% of the time, that is based on your results and your achievements and you hitting your targets. And it's not really about what you look like or where you're from. Of course, there's an element of that, right? If your uncle, again, is like the VP of the tech sales company, of course, you're going to get promoted faster. 80% of the time, if you hit your numbers, you'll get promoted. If you're likable, you'll get promoted. And then from there, you go to an enterprise account executive role, whatever. The other thing is the earning potential. So I've been looking into this stuff for a long time, right? Like the average salary in the UK, you guys can Google this and verify it, but I think it's about £30,000, maybe £35,000 in the whole of the UK. And the UK is probably the top 10, top 15 countries in the world for making money and getting rich. And even in this kind of a country, it's about 35K, 30K. That's the average salary. That could be like a 45-year-old guy who has been working for 20 years and he's only making 35K. Whereas in tech sales, the average salary is like 35 to 45K with your base, commission on top, 10, 15K, 65K. There's 22-year-olds literally making that. So the earning potential is also insane. Going back to like, how did you even find out about tech sales? Like, it's not really a well-known thing in the UK. Did you go on TikTok? Did you ask friends or?
So like I said in the beginning, I was in Nigeria on TikTok and I came across Lara's TikTok video. She was basically introducing viewers to tech sales and saying that she's transferred from being a lawyer into tech sales, but in her industry as well, and how it was a smooth transition for her, and it's changed her life, and the things that she had left behind in terms of working long hours, low salary, not getting much from all her efforts, literally sounded like me. So I was just like, I like the sound of tech. I haven't heard of it before. And at that point, I was currently looking into other options as well. Project management, business analysis, and even cybersecurity. But I thought, you know what, let me check out what tech sales is. I got sold from her TikTok and she was like, let's have a quick call. Let me tell you more about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had this call while I was in Nigeria, and I was sold. So when I got back, I jumped into the program, and here I am now. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So you were looking at project management and business analyst roles and cybersecurity. What made tech sales stand out compared to those other three roles or jobs? Because they're also really good as well.
If I'm being honest, less work.
Less work. In what way though? Less work to break into it, or
No, these like tech sales requires less work than being like a PM or BA, and the career growth, the career growth is different as well. So with tech sales, like you start off as an SDR, BDR, and then you progress to an AE or AM, and it's like it's continuous. Like you're not dominant in one role. Whereas as a PM, BA, you start on like 40K and you're there for like 4 years, and it's like, oh, and then you're questioning things. I don't know. Tech sales just seemed more stable. It seemed more exciting. And then with my background as well, they were like, you're going to be hopping on calls, you're going to be emailing, pitching, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what I do now. So let's do it. So yeah, it tailored more to my niche. So yeah, that's why I went for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know much about project management. I know a little bit about business analyst roles. Business analyst roles are really analytical. You're just analyzing data basically and pitching and giving that information to your team to make decisions on. So tech sales is completely different. It's customer facing. There's a lot of commissions involved. A lot, completely different job. And again, so going back a little bit so you found tech sales through Laura's TikTok. Did you do any applications, or did you try and do anything by yourself to get into tech sales before you joined the program?
I did nothing myself. I started everything with the program because, like I said, I didn't waste time. As soon as I came back from Nigeria, I enrolled myself to the paid community, and I just got started.
Got it, yeah. And what was the I guess what was the journey from? I know you mentioned it a little bit, like you went to the US before when you joined, you missed 2 weeks. But what happened after that? How many interviews you said you got 6 interviews, right? Was it 6 interviews or?
Yeah. So I tailored up my CV using the paid community guide, where the CV is literally gold, because that was the first thing I did. I put it out there. And also, my CV matches my LinkedIn profile. So once those were set up and I put them out there, I started to receive inbound, and I was like, whoa, I'm not even ready yet. I was like, I'm not even ready yet. But yeah, it received traction. And yeah, I received like, I think it was like 6 or 7 initial calls. And then from there, I had like 4 interviews. And the company that I'm with now was one of them. That's how fast it happened.
Wow, okay. So when you say inbound, you mean when you optimize your LinkedIn and CV, recruiters got in touch with you saying, hey, do you want to speak to us about this tech sales job, right?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So I guess, what made you fail in those first few, not necessarily fail, but what was the main pain point that you had in the first few interviews that you then fixed up to get the final offer at this other company?
So like I said, the most important thing for me that worked out was knowing the industry I wanted to get into.
Okay.
And applying to those roles. So once I started doing that, that's when I realized that, okay, if I'm using my transferable skills and coming also from my creative background, everything just falls into place. Whereas where I had some initial calls with recruiters in terms of risk and compliance, I was like, yeah, I don't know anything about that. So that's where, she didn't get back to me. She was like, yeah, great profile, but you seem more MarTech, AdTech. And that's where I am now. So yeah, it's all about knowing the kind of tech you want to do. Maybe that would help. You get people in edtech, education, and then you get some people in law. So yeah, it makes the transition much more smoother.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So basically what you're saying is, like, look at your background.
Yeah.
And, if you're a lawyer, look into legal tech. If you're a teacher, ed tech. If you're a HR professional, HR tech. And I totally agree. So what people don't seem to understand is that you can do a sales job in any tech company.
Yeah.
But when you start off and you don't know anything about the industries that you want to get into, look at the industry that you're already like a little expert in. So if you're a doctor, look into health tech and med tech companies. And then that basically saves you a lot of time because you have the commercial awareness.
It accelerates the whole process. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So would you would you say that then obviously commercial awareness is really important as well? Like knowing the industry inside out is a critical thing, right?
Yeah, it's so important. And like with those with like no background or no education or experience, it's just easy to look at what interests you more, because that interest would help you with like your interviews, and then
Yeah.
you would know where to put yourself. So yeah, I definitely agree in saying that using your background and your skills would accelerate you. And I feel like that's what helped me, just knowing that, okay, Martech and AdTech is where I need to look, and everything was seamless after that. So yeah.
Got it. Another question on like how quickly you landed a job. What do you think you did differently compared to everyone else in the program that got you the job like much faster than everyone else? Because on average, our students get a job within, I would say, 2 to 3 months, but you did it in 4 weeks. What was the main thing for you?
So number one, which is what we just discussed, knowing the kind of
The industry,
that you want to be in. And then if I'm being honest, just I applied every day, every single day, and then I was reaching out to hiring managers a lot on LinkedIn, keeping up the conversation, don't let things fizzle out. And also using platforms like Tangent and LinkedIn as well.
referrals. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like trying to accelerate the process by like getting referred as well. And then also what helps is self-learning. So using like the BIT guide. And what helps me a lot, because I'm a visual learner, I would watch a lot of YouTube videos. So I watched a lot of your YouTube videos, and then just other generic tech sale videos, and speaking to people. So I made friends on LinkedIn that are in the same industry,
Yeah.
and they would be like, "Oh, what's your WhatsApp number? Let's talk." So just getting pointers from them, because you learn more from like their day to day and how they're handling their role. And when you use like their situations, their real life situations, you can apply it to your interviews. And when you're getting spoken to and people ask you questions, you can be like, "Oh, I know this, I've learned this, I do this." So yeah, I feel like that's what helps. And when you do that consistently every day as well, like dedicate time
Yeah.
and be consistent. And yeah, it just happened.
Yeah, I think the main thing for you as well, you were all in, right? Like I remember, I think you said you left your job before you even tried to get the sales job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
you
I
were
had
like
more
all in.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think the main thing that I've seen in our successful students is that they're all in, they're fully committed, they've like burned the boats, they're not really going back to what they were doing before. Not that doesn't mean you have to quit your job if you have a family and you have a mortgage or whatever, like you don't need to quit your job.
Yeah.
But I think having a daily action plan, committing 2 to 3 hours a day, I
Yeah.
think the other really important piece as well is networking on LinkedIn. And again, that's really, really easy. Like I remember you connected with a guy at Autodesk or something, an account executive.
Zendesk.
Zendesk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Like he doesn't even know you. Like he
No.
literally, he's not your friend. He doesn't even know you exist. But this is what happens when you say I'm committed to this and I'm gonna take this advice from Breakthrough Tech and I'm gonna DM people on LinkedIn that I don't even know. If you DM 20 people, I promise you right now, I'll bet £1,000 that one of them will reply to you, and then one person will actually become your friend, and then that person will actually teach you everything, and then on top of that, that person will actually refer you. So that's a really, really important thing as well. Thanks for sharing that. With regards to like, let's say there's someone out there who wants to get into tech sales. What would you tell them to do in like a step-by-step process? What would you tell them to do, and what would you tell them to avoid doing to save them time?
So my number one golden rule is to know the industry you want to get in. So whether that's compliance, education, health, marketing, advertising, because it just helps you, because tech sales is wide. So you just need to put yourself in the category, because it just accelerates the process. And do your research. If you're able to join like a paid community, or like a company where they are helping people break into tech, would be great, because you learn a lot. But if you was to do it independently, I would say, do your research, join LinkedIn if you don't have LinkedIn already, and just look into what's required for the role, because it's quite simple to understand. Look at job specifications and network. like I said, I didn't have any friends in that industry. So I've now made friends from LinkedIn with people that are in the same industry, and we're still friends now. So
Yeah,
it just
that's
helps you on
amazing.
your
Yeah.
journey, because everyone in tech, strangely, is so friendly.
Yeah.
Everyone fosters this. I want to help the next person. I want to help the next person.
Yeah.
So yeah, but my number one golden rule is to know what industry you want to get into and find a community.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with like building commercial awareness. So in our program, we have an entire folder, an entire module dedicated to building commercial awareness. And
Yeah,
there's a specific step-by-step process that you can take to build commercial awareness. It's not just about Googling the industry and just reading a few things. It's about committing daily, like 20 to 30 minutes on a daily basis to that industry and learning about it. Like I work in an AI company right now. I know everything about the AI industry. I know the top five competitors, the biggest objection from customers, the biggest pain points, the biggest investors, the biggest co-founders, the best teams. And that's because I've been in the space for 3 years. So I read everything every single day for about half an hour a day. And that helps me talk to customers, do interviews, etc., etc. And I totally agree with the networking point as well. LinkedIn, I can't believe LinkedIn is free. Like it shouldn't be free. Like they should be charging people because you can meet someone, like literally you just need to meet one person to completely change your life
change your life.
for
Yeah,
the best. Yeah, and you just need to DM someone. You just need to
yeah,
direct message 10 people a day, asking them for mentorship, advice, paid coaching, free coaching, whatever. Just ask. I keep making TikTok videos about that on my channel recently because I
yeah,
think in 2025, if you want to do anything, whether that's breaking into tech sales or building a business, you just need to like be more shameless and put yourself out there. Like literally ask people for advice. Doesn't matter if you don't know them, doesn't matter if they're your friend or not, no one cares. And like Margaret said, especially in tech, people are really friendly. And I think that's the polar opposite of more traditional industries like commercial law or
yeah,
investment banking. If you don't go to a top university like Oxford or Cambridge, you literally have no chance, like zero chances. And people like me and you, right? We went to, I'm sure your university was good for your subject, but I went to a really shit university, and I still managed to break into Google because they don't really care about that much. They care more about your personality and your
yeah.
ability to do the job. Okay, awesome. So how do you think the actual program was able to help you on a day-to-day basis? Because I know we did a few coaching sessions for your interview, for your upcoming interview with the company that you got the job in finally. But how was that support? How helpful was it? What did we help you with? Just a general summary of that.
So the main thing was the coaching calls every Sunday, which I don't think I missed a Sunday unless I traveled. And then if you do miss it, you can always catch up with the recording. Um, and the guide, I always say the guide is gold. So once you join the paid community, you have like a guide that literally has everything from A to Z on how you will break into tech sales. And that helped me out of everything. You literally just have to read it and follow it. It gives you a step by step instruction of how to optimize your LinkedIn, how to do your CV. There's a CV template that you can use that's literally the one that gets people messaging you like, hey, can we have an initial call, blah, blah, blah. And then it also gives you a step-by-step breakdown on how the interviews will take place. It gives you practice questions. It gives you answers. All the knowledge you need in order to break into tech. So yeah, the guide and the coaching calls, and then you also have the daily calls on WhatsApp as well. So everything's easily accessible. Like you can literally join the community and teach yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, so an element of the self-paced course, the daily support calls, and the Sunday group coaching calls. That's awesome. So what's in store for you in 2025? I mean, you've got this exciting new job. Tell us about it. Tell us everything. What is your day-to-day life going to be like? Do you have to go into the office? Just tell us everything.
Um, so it's a Spanish company. It's ad tech, so advertising tech, and it is 3 days in the office, 2 days at home, which I didn't have before. um, and I am an SDR, and I will be assisting my account managers with the service that we provide and that we are going to push to our clients. and new clients as well. Um, and yeah, I'm just super excited because I start soon. So once I
When do you
start,
start?
I speak.
Next week, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, once I start, I'll be able to know more.
Yeah, yeah.
However, my plan for 2025 is to master my craft. My plan is to grow and progress within the company, and smash targets. I also want to expand my network on LinkedIn, meet people like myself in the same position, or people that I can also foster and help alongside too. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where this is going to take me. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's my
That's
plan.
awesome. What would your typical day look like? Do you know, like as your job, like what would you be doing?
Um, I'm not too sure yet, because I've only just done my induction last week. But if I was to give like a rough like sales plan, pipeline plan, it's literally um, I'm going to be like the first point of contact to introduce the company to like new
Yeah.
clients and let them know about our service and how we can help their business
Mhm.
using our business. So yeah,
Over the phone, via email, via LinkedIn, stuff like that.
all of it, all of
Okay,
it,
awesome. And is
multi-channel.
there, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, if you guys don't know, an SD or BD, the entry level role, is the person that books in meetings for the account executives or the account managers to close those deals. So they create the pipeline, the account executives close those deals, the customer success managers make sure the customers are happy, and the account managers usually upsell the customer on a yearly basis, basically. So what does the progression look like? So you get promoted to an account executive within a year, or was it 2 years, 14 months?
So my personal plan is within 18 months,
18 months, okay.
and they told me it can be within 12 to 12 to 18 months. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the faster the better. Like the faster you get
Yeah.
promoted, the faster you solidify your career. So I always tell the SDRs in the program, like get promoted as soon as you can. Like not only obviously you'll make a lot more money, but you'll actually like get to be more solidified in your career, and then you can
Yeah.
jump to an even better company. And then is there any travel aspect, anything like that? What's the culture like of the company?
The culture is great. So the headquarters is in Spain, like I mentioned, but then we also have offices around the world, and in the US as well. They seem really fun because it's an ad tech company, so it's slightly creative.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and there's quite a few things lined up for this month that I'm going to be a part of. So
nice.
yeah, I'm being thrown in there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to
That's
see how
awesome.
it's all going to turn out.
That's awesome. Final question about that. What is do you know what kind of training you're going to be provided with, or certifications, that kind of stuff?
Not yet, but I'm going to find out. But I do know that I'm going to have like a training session before I get thrown into the deep end,
Mhm.
on how their sales handwriting works and
Mhm.
how they like to communicate with their clients and other businesses. So yeah, I'm excited to learn.
Awesome. Okay, so there will be some training, right? Usually
Yeah,
there's a 6 to 12 weeks training period. Okay, cool. And then I totally agree with the networking part. Like if I was you, that would be my most important thing. It's not even about being amazing at the job. It's more about like building that network so
yeah.
that when you do want to hop to a different company, you can easily do that. And then the
Hmm.
second thing I would advise is to continue to build your personal brand on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So that could be like posting your learnings, results, customer success stories,
yeah,
testimonials, that kind of stuff. I think that's going to be super key for every salesperson in 2025. I mean, I don't really post much, but I'm gonna start doing that as well.
yeah.
Any final thoughts? Anything else that you want to share with people watching?
No, just simply if you want to get into tech sales, do it.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Margaret. I mean, I would love to actually interview you at the end of the year to see what happens, if you stayed on, if you left,
Yeah,
if you got promoted. So let's do that as well. I think that'll be really useful.
that'll be
But
fun.
but yeah, it was really good to work with you. I can't wait to like see your progress on LinkedIn. Stay in touch.
I will.
You're still in the community, so continue staying there. But good luck with everything, and I
Thank
hope
you.
everything works out. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Let me just end this. Um, oh.